Hey guys, Welsknight here, and today I want to show you my design for a very simple farm that I think every survival world should have, and that is automatic too tall flowers for whenever you want to do either a bunch of landscaping or you just need a bunch of dye. Now, I do want to add a disclaimer at the beginning here. I did not look at anybody else's designs when I was creating this, but the mechanics of this farm are so simple that I would be shocked if I am the first person to come up with a farm like this. So something like this probably already exists out there, but I didn't look at anyone else. If it's out there, great, but this is my version of it. So the way this works is really simple. Essentially, when two observers are facing each other, you'll see we get a fairly quick redstone clock. And we use that to power this dispenser over and over again, causing it to emit bone meal, spit it out, make these flowers grow, and then we connect it underneath. It is tileable, so you can make this farm as big or as small as you would like. If you want to only do rose bushes, you could make just one slice. If you want massive quantities of all of these, you could make 4 rose bushes and 4 peonies and 4 lilacs and 4 sunflowers. Whatever works best for you, it's very customizable in that way. But for each individual slice, what you will need will be 1 mud block, 1 hopper, a chest or double chest, a dispenser, 2 observers, 1 sticky piston, 1 lever, and then some assorted building blocks and transparent blocks like glass and stairs. So let me show you how to build this. We are going to start with the double chest here. This could be a single chest if you want. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to use a double chest. And then let me just grab some redstone components here. We're going to need a hopper, a dispenser, observer, sticky piston, lever, and then we do need mud. There we go. So we will put the hopper here with a mud block on top of it. This hopper is facing into the chest. The dispenser is going to go back here. We can just get rid of this. This is a temporary block. And then let me grab some building blocks as well here. Let's just mark out a little bit where the floor would be. Grab some glass, and our flower will go here. But what we need to do is get our observers in place. So this observer is going to be facing up, so you'll want a temporary block here. And you should see the face. And then right here, we're going to put a sticky piston facing this way and have this observer facing down. So that when we put a lever here, it will extend the piston, pushing this observer on top of the other one, and you can hear the clock going. This dispenser, if it had bone meal in it right now, would be spitting out a bunch of bone meal and making our flowers grow. So then it's just a matter of a couple minor things. All we need to do is grab our flowers, put that there, and then we do need solid blocks or any sort of, I guess they don't technically have to be solid. We could use glass or something as well, but we need blocks here and here to prevent the flowers from flying out the sides when they're grown, and they will land on top of this mud block. The hopper will then pick them up and put them into this chest. So if we grab bone meal, just fill up the dispenser, you can see we're getting flowers, and the flowers are slowly working their way into the chest. That is the farm. That's all there is to it. And then you can make this as big or as small as you want. So if we wanted to do another layer, we could do another chest, another mud block. We could grab, I don't know, lilacs, I guess, this time. Put that there. Another dispenser. Another observer looking up. A sticky piston. An observer looking down. a lever, a couple transparent blocks, a couple solid blocks, and there we go. Another slice completed. That's all there is to it. Now, the downside to this is that currently there is no way to load the dispensers with bone meal. And there's a few different ways that you could go about that. You could use mine carts. So you would put like a row of hoppers here with some blocks. And you could run like a rail line along this that goes to a hopper mine or a chest mine cart over here, distributes it that way. You could use hoppers with a water stream. I mean, honestly, you could even just make a door. And you could walk back here and load them yourself manually. There's a lot of different ways you could go about doing that. What I'm going to do is the solution that I think is the simplest, but certainly one of the more resource-intensive ones. If you don't have an iron farm, this might not be the best way to go, but we're just going to make a large hopper belt. And this is pretty straightforward. We're going to run a hopper into the back of each of these dispensers. We're going to put a hopper going down into your rightmost, when you're looking at from the back, your rightmost hopper, like so. And then these ones are all going to feed heading in that direction. And we're just going to kind of wrap them around like this. So we basically have all of these hoppers going this way until they hit this very last one, and then it starts going down. And they will suck down into these dispensers. And then we can simply take a double chest here. And that would be where we put all of our bone meal. Like that. And it will slowly start working its way into the dispensers, as you can see. The only thing you need to be aware of with that, just make sure there's no solid block on top of the chest, because then it will not open. But I would say probably do, I don't know, some sort of interesting ceiling shape here. Do like stairs or something like this to make it pretty. Whatever works best for you. As I said, it's a very customizable design, and you can work with it in a lot of ways, but the big thing is just the individual little slice like I showed you earlier, and that is it. A very simple too tall flower design. It does work in the latest version of Minecraft, 1.21.10, but it should work in any version that observers exist, at least for Java. I think it will work in Bedrock as well, but I don't play Bedrock, so I don't know for sure. I can't think of any reason it wouldn't. But there you go. Hope you found that helpful. If you did, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check those out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.